What is up, everyone? All right. What's going on? Just starting to do the edit on the 26B review. Very, very, very cool stuff. All right. Sure, everything is. There we go. Yeah, we're good. All right. What's going on? Ah. Hope everyone had a happy 4th of July. Everyone was safe and happy and had a good time. I know I did. Had a good time. Just went over to my parents, had a good dinner, and then went over to a friend's house, celebrated his birthday. It's today, so had a little celebration at night. It was good. Had a 2025 William LaRue Weller. That was really good. Tasty stuff. Really tasty stuff. All right. Get things open here and start trying to edit. Excuse me. All right. I'm just starting the editing. I just got everything uploaded so I can actually pull the raw data in the raw footage. So I'm just starting the whole process. What's up, Gabe? How's it going, dude? How you doing? Did you have a good 4th? Right. Pulling in all of the data. I know that CapCut is not going to be happy with this. Because I have so much data coming in right at the same time. What's up, Alan? What's going on, dude? Weather 12 on Wednesday in Oskaloosa. What? I hope you paid a good price for it in Oskaloosa, considering Oskaloosa is part of the problem state of Iowa. I hope you got a good price on it and didn't have to overpay on it. I mean, obviously, I support whatever anyone does to get whatever they want, but I just have to remain hopeful that they didn't have to. I had a lot of decent pours yesterday as well. I got to try. No, yeah, $100 for Iowa. That's a good price. I wouldn't shake a stick at that for Iowa. I got to have 2025 William LaRue Weller yesterday, the new cheesy gold foil, and then I got to try it against a 1985 Wild Turkey 101. Oh gosh, it was just insane. That 1985, I was like, it's as old as my wife. It's ridiculous, and it was really, really good for being almost 41 years old. It's wild. Wild. Go to my closest store to see if they can swap me in the 25 days. Hey, it's not a competition. It's just that's what was available to me, so I took advantage of it. Uh, Everyone's pores are, as long as you're enjoying them, that's all that really matters. You're going to closest store to see if they can swap me in the 25A Stagg or the 25D. So what do you have? Swap me in the 25A, the 20, you mean the 26A Stagg? Or 20, do you mean 25? You may mean 25A, I don't know. Um, what are you swapping, I guess? That's the question. Where did you go and see, did you see fireworks last night, Gabe, in Oskaloosa as well, or did you go somewhere else? I 9 3/4 is really good. Like I think I think it's going to be one of those releases that people kind of slept on a little bit and took for granted that it said rye on it, and but I think it's going to be up there as one of Cedar Ridge's good releases for the year. I'm pretty sure it's going to probably win an ascot. Um, from a standpoint of releases of my top releases of the year, the orange sherry is going to be one of the top releases, and that 9 3/4. It's really hard to compare it against other things, but I think it's also a really good release when you have to think about what is being released from the different distilleries. Oof. Uh, yeah, when you think about the different releases from the distilleries and what they're doing, I personally think that Cedar Ridge has some tremendous releases for the year so far. They're doing really good. How many honey finished did I pick up? I have my own personal one plus a case. If you missed out, I can probably help you out. That's why I always get a case or more. The 9 3/4, I got multiple cases because I knew it was going to be a problem. And sure enough, as soon as SLB put the review out, bye bye, it was gone. It's almost like I saw the future, or I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Not always, but sometimes I can tell. 25A for any of the other ones. That's fair. If you can do that, then Alan, you're going to be crushing life. If they'll swap out a 25A for a 25D or 26A, you're going to be winning at life. That'd be a good exchange if they'll do it. That would be well worth it. Yeah, Gabe, I got you, brother. Don't you worry about it. Are you in? So are you in Oskaloosa, or are you going to be anywhere? Where you going to be in Eastern Iowa anytime soon? Be interested to know. So, starting the edit on this 26B. Really, really interesting. Really surprised that when I saw 26B released, the 5 proof point difference in this. Yeah, there's well, I guess it'd be 4 proof point, 4.1 proof point difference. I can math. I'm good. Really interesting on that. Really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. Alan, same goes for you as far as, if we can get you somewhere in eastern Iowa or something. I don't know where you're at, but throw one your way. All right, what's going on with the edit here? What's going on here? All right, the data's in. The footage is in. It is in. Now I just need to get all of these little accessory complementary, I guess we'll call them complementary recordings in here. Oh, why is that doing that? Oh, it's because I already have it in there. That's why. It doesn't want to put things in multiple times. Smart. Doesn't like copying the same thing multiple times. Imagine that. All right. Central Florida. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you saying something about that. Well, are you, take a trip. Really? The Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland area? You haven't seen 114 single barrel? Is that true? I can't believe that it wouldn't be at least in New Jersey. I can't believe that. And like the Maryland and DC area, like that's where like a lot of things come from. Like you can get pretty much almost everything usually from those areas. Hmm. Now I know that here in Iowa we did not get the old granddad 114 single barrel. I got mine from Illinois and Georgia. I just know we don't get those. We didn't get them. They didn't get distributed. Mainly because of, you know, just Iowa and their distribution methods. But that's really strange because that's a giant region. That's a giant region. Honestly, Rickbo, I would let's go look and see what's going on. Let's go see if there's on. I know I gotta. Dang it! I gotta log in. Dang it. Let's see here. Old Granddad 114. There's Old Granddad 114 single barrels on Unicorn auctions. That might be a good option for you. I'll put that in the chat there for you. But there's one, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Unicorn right now. So if you just search for that and everything, you should be able to get it. Like that, if you can't get it, then I would say that that's the route I would go. I would just go on Unicorn and get it. That's what I would do. It's not super expensive. You're gonna pay the piper for auction fees and shipping, but is what it is. Luckily for me, I just drove over to Illinois. That's so weird. Why would it be not distributed at the same time, and why would it be so late if they did that? That'd be so weird. That's so weird. Almost doesn't make any sense whatsoever. All right. Would you guys be interested to see how the editing process works here and how things? Would you be interested to see how I do these things? I thought about making a video about how I do editing and like behind the scenes kind of stuff, but I don't know if people would be interested in it or not. So it's a good opportunity for me to ask, I guess, if people want that kind of stuff. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Remedy. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah, let's go look at Remedy and see if they do have it at Remedy Liquor, 100% here. But the problem that you're going to have is I don't know what state you're in, and some of them it may not ship to you, so you can check. You should check though. Because it is a shipping only. It is a shipping only item, and yeah, but I mean, at $50, then it'd be worth it. But yeah, go see if they'll ship to you. See, Alan can get your old granddad 114, but he can't get Cedar Ridge. It's a fickle world we live in. Yeah, you should probably be fine then. You should probably be fine. If you can get it from them, you can probably get it from. But this editing stuff started. "6A compares to 26A. The dusk and into the Glen and see how it compares to 26A." There it is. There's my intro. There it is. Then we can start putting in B-roll or any of the other stuff that we want to do. Cedar Ridge is good. Like, it's just I wish I wish that they had wider distribution. It's just it's not really like up to them always. If they could, they would get it everywhere. Rick, you'll have to watch the video. I mean, I don't compare against 25D. I compare against 26A. I don't think that'd be a fair comparison. To be honest with you. Mainly because a lot of people have just bias to 25D. They think that very much so that this 25D is like, oh, that's one of the best. And I think 26A is really comparable in terms of value. Hey, Curious George. Thank you so much for being a recent subscriber, man. I'm gonna say man just because I assume gender. So I appreciate you subscribing, appreciate you watching. Thanks for being here. Say. All right, good with that. I think I'm happy with that portion. I don't do anything good the rest of it, so I'm going to throw that away. Well, that didn't turn out at all, so I'm going to kill that. It's really fun how when you do editing, how you do a bunch of recording and you do stuff, and then like you're just like, oh yeah, that's gonna be great, and then like the whole thing is just like, nope, not even gonna use it, and you just delete. Just like now, I'm gonna have to cut this whole thing out from here because that's what makes sense. Because it is now only 5, let's see here, 6 seconds. Okay. Okay. Now we have to go find the next thing we want to try and keep or use or not use. think that's a good spot right there. Nuke that. So like I said, do you guys want to see like kind of like what I'm doing? Maybe I could show you. I don't know if it'll show up or not. Let me see here. Let's see here. Window. Ah, here we go. Share. All right. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Tell me if you can see it. If you can see me manipulating things here. Let me see. Let me know if you can see it. You should see the bottle spinning back and forth as I do this. Let me know if you do. That way I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Sweet. All right. So this is the part. This is how the sausage is made here in YouTube land, where we're going through, and I don't want to mess with like anything other than. So this is my intros here, and then now I'm going through and I'm cutting the content. The thing is if you can notice here that this says it's a minute 30 seconds because it's a compounded. What it does is it compounds slow motion, so it takes and lets you know how long it's going to take for the slow motion to do the whole thing. So when you do this, it's at 120 frames per second. So you're trying to go through and get the right like view. So like this is slow motion top down. This is the bottle coming across. I'm trying to figure out where do I stop it. So it's probably about right there. Crack that. So then I know I've got here to here. So then if I play it, you can see because what's going to end up happening is this will get overlaid on top of or injected into a scene, as I'm probably talking or anything where if I don't like, like here's an example of like if I'm talking and doing something in the review, if I don't like how it looks or what I'm if I look like fumbling around there or whatever, I'll just overlay, as an example, I can just do this just to show you. So if I don't, well, here, I'll put it back. So like right here, you can see in the window, if I don't like how I was talking right there, I can just take and I'll be putting it right here. So then all of a sudden, if I'll mute this just so you can see how I'm talking, doing a thing, whatever. And if I don't like how I look there, I can just cut to that. So you can see how I do that. So that way, it saves having to do like major cut edit stuff where you can just throw like it's like the editing version of having pocket sand where you can throw stuff in people's eyes where it's like, don't look at this, look at this instead. And this, whatever you look at instead, is more visually appealing while keeping the same audio. So that way, if your audio is good and you have a good message and the narrative is going well, but just the visual isn't as either appealing or what you wanted, you have two options where you can kind of, like I said, you can like pocket sand someone or your viewers, or you can go back and re-record it, and it's up to you. The problem with that is if you don't do your edits the same day as you do your edits the same day as you do the recording, then you're looking at like, oh, I have to go back and find the same T-shirt or whatever I was wearing and go back, and then like you have to go back and do all that kind of stuff all over again, and it can be really tedious. So, but that's an example of how you can go here and say, I've got this going, whatever, I'm talking, and then if I don't like what I'm seeing, I can obfuscate what you saw, and then it can go right into another visually appealing thing. Cool, huh? So then I'm working on getting all of these. I don't know whether I don't think I like. Oh, I kind of like the back half of that. So now I have to go through it, and I'm cutting through so that way, if you can imagine, what I'm doing here is I'm developing the pocket sand. If I can just keep it, relatable as far as what I was saying. So I'm creating all the different pocket sand here. So that's all I'm doing here is I'm getting things set up so that way I know what I've got, how I can stage it, and uh, so I know what will I have available in my repertoire. So if you have any questions about how I go about or do any of this stuff, like certainly just let me know. It's about right there. Everything before that, gone. All right. There. We'll call that good right there. Bonk. This gone. So yeah, that's kind of how now I can take all of these things and I will stack them up here as different available things, and then I can just go through here and go click, and I can turn it off. Now the thing that I originally had there is back on, and then I go back up, and here is the core video that I can now go through, and I can start editing this so I can see what I want to do. And so as an example, so now I will go and find where I so so if you see what I'm doing here, you can see me crossing my arms and stuff here. I'm kind of doing like a chicken, like flailing around. So I'm giving myself a visual indicator that I basically messed up everything before this, and that this is where I need to start, right here. So that way I don't have to stop the video, start recording again, and then make a bunch of different clips and everything like this. I just know once I get past here, I can just stop, clip it, and then I can go back, and then I'll figure out from here forward where I need to go back and just clip it out. Cool, huh? But for the most part, I'm going through, I'm just trying to figure out. So I know I stopped talking here. So once I stop talking, it's not going to get refined. I'm going to go through, clip this here, and you can see I can actually unmute this so you can see it a little bit better. And then I will increase the track height to tall. So that way you can see, so I can see where I'm talking, where I'm talking, where I'm talking. I notice I stopped talking here. So I can go basically through here and I can see, all right, I'm getting the bottle open and getting it ready is what I'm doing here. So then I can go through and I can see, okay, I'm doing all that, doing all blah, blah, blah. I'm doing all this stuff. But I know I want this clip right here of me opening the bottle. So that way you guys know no hijinks or anything happened. I did open the bottle. So I'll clip it there. Everything in between here, gone. So then I go back and I can see, all right, I went from talking to pink. Now I'm opening the bottle, pouring the drink. And we will then, you know, and then I gotta look at, see, like looking at the visual indicators here of, there's too much just dead air here. And that's what I'll have to go through and figure out whether I want to cut it out or what from here. But I already know that we go through here, and once I start sampling and tasting, I'll want to cut out a lot of this dead air, because I don't know about you guys. You can tell me, like, the myth is that in YouTube that if you have too much dead air, people just want to leave. Like automatically they just, it's like, well, I don't want to talk while I'm trying to smell a thing or try to taste a thing. Like, it's not realistic. So, but that's part of this, is where you go through and you start looking at these peaks and valleys and you start seeing, like, do I need to cut out like this whole section? What do I need to cut out here to try and make it smoothly flow between? So that's just kind of what I'm doing. And so then I'll go back here, and now that I have it on, once I have it poured and get it here and we're going to start trying it, I will give myself opportunity to get to smelling it. And once I get to where I'm going to smell it, I'm going to insert a marker here that says this is where I start doing that. And then I already made a 26B footer that now will I'll mute this again. But now I have my footer that shows up. You can now see up in here, here's my footer that says what it is. It's not age stated. It's 125.2 proof, and it's Buffalo Trace Mash Bill #1. And that's what puts that in there. And then I decide whether I want to keep it, the full 20 seconds, if I want to extend it, if I want to keep it the entire time. I can start figuring out where that goes. But then, but that will move, obviously, as I start cutting things out, everything. But it just gives me a good indicator as far as what I'm going to be doing. So yeah. Unfortunately, that a lot of this is listening. It's not always just visual, it's listening. So you have to listen through it, figure out what's your cadence, what's your pacing. Just as I just say that, I've been working a lot on the ums and things like that to try and limit that. So that way it's a more cohesive thought and just the narrative and talking, rather than me trying to go through and cut out the and do all that kind of stuff. So any questions? Any questions? What do you guys think? Highly allocated tech tips. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Linus ain't got on me. Coffee. Also, I'm, yesterday I talked about how I always have my coffee and stuff. I'm also one of those people that is the get your coffee at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you still have coffee. I'm one of those people. Takes me, I nurse my coffee all day. Also, the Cubs are freaking losing to the Cardinals, and that pisses me off. All right, we'll stop sharing here. So yeah, what did everybody drink last night? Tell me about your pours. Tell me. Also, I still need to record my bottle haul from yesterday. I didn't get around to doing it because I had to go to the 4th of July and then met my parents, and then my friend messaged me and was like, "Hey, I have a William LaRue Weller 2025 open, and then we're gonna open the cheesy gold foil." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll be there. That's fine." So I was gonna late night record, and it didn't end up happening at all. Didn't end up happening. Didn't end up happening. Somebody the other day asked me about my tattoos, by the way. Also, that's another thing, is a lot of tattoo questions I had, and it's all Harry Potter. This is all Harry Potter. So Hedwig, Sorting Hat, wax seal, Hogwarts wax seal, and this is Voldemort Day. If you've watched Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, this is the Voldemort Day. Yeah, that, and then I've got more stuff. I love Star Wars, so this is a Death Star snitch. I can't. Death Star snitch. That was my wife's idea from after we got married. How we got intermingled. Harry Potter. We were both Potterheads, and I like Star Wars. So a Death Star snitch. That's really cool. And then there's, my owl, my Batman Jedi owl for my son. This was when he was 6, 7 years old. He's Mr. Owl was a stuffed animal that I would talk to my son, and so that's Mr. Owl. You had had a little too much to drink last night. Just feeling human again now. All right, but what were you drinking? Did I already ask you that? I don't know. Yellowstone Recollection, and then followed it up with the Jim Beam Single Barrel 108. I don't think I've ever had the Single Barrel 108. I do. Have you ever had the Jim Beam Lineage? If you haven't, change your life. It'll change your life. Had the Knob Creek Blenders, welcome my tears of Verona. It was an England game later tonight. Did you guys see what is going on? Like, I just saw that FIFA suspended the red card suspension or whatever for the guy in the U.S. Isn't that like, I don't follow football/soccer very closely, but isn't that like unprecedented that happens or that happened? Fiddler, Heartwood, and the night with Calumet 18. Oh yeah, there you go. That was a good ramp too. That's a good ramp up. Eagle rear 10 to. I have a fiddler that I haven't opened. I have a fiddler that I haven't opened. Let me see if I can't find it. But I've got one I haven't opened. Yeah. ASW Fiddler Antique. This is a 9-year single barrel pick from the Bourbon Barn. I think the Bourbon Barn's in Florida. Alan, is that right? Yeah. But yeah, it says it's aged 8 years, but it's actually, the sticker then says it's 9. So you can see it says 9 years right there. I had someone, if you guys watch, I mean, I assume, I don't want to assume that everyone watches all my videos. Like, that's like very, like, I'm not like that. Uh, I just put the videos out and whoever watches them watches them. But Dan, if you've seen Dan before, Dan was in Florida and I think he was swung through and was like just messaging like, hey, I've got these at the store. Does anybody want one? And I was like, sure, why not? I don't have any fiddler, so I got one. But that's honestly, that's like a lot of the stuff that I get is that people are just like somewhere at random places at a random time, and I just get a message on like Discord or whatever that someone's like, I'm here. Does anybody want this? And I'm just like, sure. Yeah, why not? Bring it. That's how I get a ton of the things that I get is just by chance people are out and about doing something and they're like, hey, especially in Illinois, like with people at Binny's and other places where they'll just randomly be there and be like, hey, this is here. Do you want it? It's like, sure. And then we'll meet in the Quad Cities or something and pass it off. It is yeah, it's just how it usually works. So let's see here. Is Gabe still here? Gabe, are you still here? Or do you have to take off? I'm sure there's a way for me to see who's here. Is there a way for me to see? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What dark arts did you get? because there's a lot of good dark arts out there, but there's also like there's also a lot of random dark arts, and it's like, I mean, it's good, but never mind. 6-3 Cubs. Yeah, let's go. Yes. Sorry, I do not like the Cardinals one bit. I'm so sorry. Like, the Cubs can lose to a lot of people, just not the Cardinals. Mainly because my dad's a Cardinals fan. So, okay, just I have a review of Blunt Blend. Don't know if you remember or watched. I'll take this opportunity to shameless plug. There you go. I have not gotten a hold of an Empyrean. There's an Empyrean 2, I think, is already coming out too. Most, if not all, of your videos. Oh, you know what? This is a good time. Here, I'll give you guys an unlisted video. You guys can see what our, because this video it's too short. It's too short for a good long form, and it's too long for a good short. So I will send you guys. I'll give you the link here for you to watch a typical Iowa raffle at a Hy-Vee and how that goes down. A little exclusive footage for you. You can watch something. What do you think has a sweet, cheery palate in a bourbon? Russell's has some cherry. Honestly, Stagg is like the cherry king. Cherry cola. There you go. Go watch that. It's only 2 minutes and something. But that'll show you kind of like how things go for Iowa raffles and why, like, it's ridiculous how little we get and what is like a raffle item and what's it's almost kind of embarrassing, but that's just what reality is. And people wonder why like the secondary market exists and stuff like that. It's because this is what we're dealing with. It's what we're dealing with, man. I mean, Hawaii is a different beast. I mean, you have to admit, or you have to recognize that it's got to be a little bit of a different beast because of like just the logistics of getting everything there and the cost behind getting everything there and shipping it. Like, you have to, I mean, it does suck. However, where you live, albeit probably expensive, doesn't suck. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm sorry. But like I said, At least you got a good view for whatever you do drink. You do have really good views for whatever you are drinking. So yeah, that's a real Iowa raffle. That's typical across the state for a lot of them. It's just, yeah, the things that are like, yeah, I try to be that guy. I try to help you with that. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable as far as like what paying, and then also, what's worth it is subjective as well. What's it worth to you to buy is different than what it's worth to somebody else, and everyone's got their opinion, and that's the problem is that, there's opinions. Uh, if you're willing to buy something at one price and people's opinion is, oh, you're an idiot for buying it at that price. It's like, well, if you want it, then just buy it, right? The fact of the matter is, like, is it worth that? Maybe not. But if you want it, buy it. Like, I'm never going to stop someone from getting what they want. But yeah, you can see how like just basic shelf items were on in the raffle. The only thing, and the thing is that I went to that raffle, and the thing that I got was probably the thing I was most like looking to get. Like, I got the thing that I wanted out of that raffle, and I didn't even know it was going to be in the raffle because they didn't advertise what it was or what was in the raffle. So I was super excited because that orange sherry has been gone forever. So the fact that they just had one and had bunkered it and put it in the raffle was like perfect because I've got another one and they are impossible to find. Impossible to find. I wonder, back on Unicorn, is there any good Cedar Ridge on Unicorn right now? No. No, there's not. Okay. Let's see what's on. Let's go look at Unicorn, see what's on there right now. Is there anything good that's like, what am I looking? What am I watching right now that I would even consider? What am I watching? Oh, and I can't show you guys what I'm watching because then you guys will snipe it out from underneath me. Snipe it. Snipe it from me. No, these prices are already kind of beyond what I would be willing to pay for some of this stuff. So I'm not there. Um, ooh, I don't know. I might be willing to pay extra for this, but we'll see. Mm, all right. Special release Rise. What is my bourbon budget? Well, I don't really set one. I guess I'll just that's like, you know, saying how much money would you like to have someday, right? It's like there's no set number where as much money as I can get, right? So, if there's something I want, I'm buying it. I guess that's kind of just where I'm at. The trick of the trick of the trade there is like getting it at the right what I think is the right value. So even if you have a healthy budget, getting it at the value that you think is good value is the key because I'm very patient. I won't buy something unless I get a good price on it. So even though I don't necessarily have the budget constraints that some other people do, I still will not buy it unless I feel like I'm getting a good deal or good value on it. So I am very patient. But there's also you have to be very quick on some things. There's sometimes where opportunities come up that um, there is a price that you'll have to pay that likely it won't come back. It won't come down to that price again for a little while, just because if it's new or whatever. So sometimes, like this Stagg 26B um, was distributed here in Iowa, but we only get one bottle, right? There's only one bottle that gets distributed to each store that wins in the lottery to get it. And most of those people either they jack the price up, $200 for a Stag, or they just hook their friends up, and that's who gets the one bottle. So chasing it in Iowa is kind of like a zero sum game. There's no real point to trying to chase it. Um, so when someone for the first time put Stag 26B on kind of one of the secondary groups and stuff that I follow, as soon as someone put it on there at $125 or less, then I pretty much snagged it because most people go out the gate at like $175, 160. That's usually where they like to get things out there just to try and see if they get it. So if people either don't know or they just want to get them moved, they'll show up at the 125 or less. I think I paid $100 for my Stag 26B, which is fine because that's only like, I don't know, $30 above MSRP. That's not bad. Do I have a lead on a cheesy gold foil? What do you mean by a lead? Like, have I got one already, or yeah? Do I have a lead on another one? Yep, yep, I do. These are fantastic, by the way. Let me get this out of the way. They're fantastic. I just had it last night. I have not opened mine. Mine is still sealed here. You can see it's got the plastic on it still. But I just got this one for my June bottle haul. So this will be in the June bottle haul video. So a little bit of spoiler. Oh no. And then I got this one I bought at I got this at secondary price, but it was a good secondary price. Like it was a multi-bottle deal that me and my friend we went in, and so I paid less than double MSRP for it, which is pretty much the going rate for things is double MSRP. It's kind of like what secondary is. That's full secondary, we'll call it. So it was right around like 1.5. I think it was like 650 is what they turned out to be each one. By getting multiple. And then my friend, which I got to have the one that I got him last night for the 4th of July. And then I got one through the Wild Turkey online drop, and that just shipped. So I've got one for MSRP that is coming. So yeah. Yes, I did. It is really, really good. I got to try it against a 1985 Wild Turkey 101. I think they call it a flying turkey. And there were some very, very similar notes, which is really, really impressive for, because I know that Wild Turkey was going, they wanted to have a little bit of dustiness and like an ode to the Austin Nichols stuff. There was a very, very similar, both on the nose and on the palate. There were some similarities there. Obviously, there's a big difference between 120 proof and 101 proof. So there was a little bit of flavor differences there, but there was those notes that were there where there was some similarities. And so, having that to compare it to, I think that's part of the problem that some of the comparisons have is that, when the people are going to be comparing Cheesy Gold Foil to like Russell's 15 and stuff. And that's not necessarily what it was competing against, right? It was trying to, get that almost some dustiness on it compared to, Russell's 15 is just, 15-year good stuff. But they were trying to bring it back to make you feel like you're getting a little bit of the Austin Nichols stuff. And I think they did it because I was comparing it to a 1985, and there were similarities there. Like, and it's crazy how they did that or how they accomplished that. I don't know how they accomplished it, but they did. They're two different animals. So comparing the Cheesy Gold Foil or the Gold Foil edition Austin Nichols archive to like Russell's 15, I will probably end up doing it just to try it, to compare it, to see which one I prefer. But they're not the same kind of offering. Like they didn't go after it the same way. With intention, they found a way to try and get that Gold Foil edition to have a dusty note, and it does. 100% it does. Like I don't know how, unless they put some dusty stuff in there, but I don't know how they would accomplish that because like they would have to have barrels from a long time ago. But I don't know. It's really good though. Like I think it's hard to say that $400 is worth it ever. Like I don't think it'll ever be worth it. But from the experience standpoint, in terms of them commanding a higher MSRP and delivering on a product, I understand. I understand why. From like Russell's this year's Russell's 13, I don't like. Again, it's not that this year's Russell's 13 is bad. And I want to make sure that people understand that that's clear. It's not bad. It's just not $200 good. And that's what I've been trying to say. Or I tried to say, maybe it didn't come across that way. I don't know. But it's just not $200 good. And the Cheesy Gold Foil, I think it's very debatable Very much debatable as far as very well might be $400 good. I don't know. But I do have to compare it against some other stuff and see. I do not have any news on the Elmer T. Lee 40th release date. That's going to be good, though. However, what I'm hoping for is that when this releases, I'm hoping straight from the barrel secondary prices will go down a little bit lower, and I can get a straight from the barrel for less than $200 on secondary. Then I will stock up probably to two of them or so. No, I was not, but I also wasn't looking because, you know, Rock Hill Farms is good, but as you know, everyone in Iowa, it's like if you didn't get one at probably like Hy-Vee or whatever, probably they probably are charging an arm and a leg for it anyways. So, but it's fine. I actually have never owned a Rock Hill Farms, never, and I haven't bought one on secondary or anything either. Because even if I can get one at a good price, the likelihood of a Rock Hill Farms leaking in shipment is extremely high. Extremely high. Like if you look at any of the secondary forums of people selling them, they're just like, I'm going to try my best, but these things it's very likely to leak. Just in the bottle design and everything that right, so I've never bought one on secondary either because like if it gets shipped to me, like it's probably going to be leaking. In which case it'll either not make it to me because the carrier will stop it, but or it'll just be empty, right? So for me, that's I just don't want to have to go through that and deal with it, spend the money, and then have it just leak out. I don't want to have to deal with that. But if you got one, at $81.99, congratulations. That's a great pickup. That's a great pickup. But like I said, I also didn't have time to go looking or hunting for one, and it is what it is. I've got plenty of good stuff that I don't have to worry about it. But I'm also, a lot of people get Rock Hill Farms to the collector because, like, a lot of people get Elmer T. Lee just to sit on their shelf and say that they've got one. And, I could just buy an empty Rock Hill Farms bottle and put it on my shelf if I want to collect it. I get it to drink it. And so for me, I mean, I've tried it before. I think it's the best of all of other than straight from the barrel. It's probably the best thing in that whole kind of profile. I think straight from the barrel is probably my favorite of all of that, and then most likely it'll be a very similar profile to the Elmer T. Lee 40th. Will be very similar to straight from the barrel. Maybe some subtle differences, but for a drinking experience. But my hope is that it will drive down the straight from the barrel prices when those Elmer T. Lees come out. It's my hope, at least. $300. Mm-mm. 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 Nope. It's certainly not $300 good. If Russell's 13 is not $200 good, and it's definitely better than Rock Hill Farms, it's not. Rock Hill Farms is not $300 good, then for sure. Love this year's straight from the barrel here in our state. Are you talking about in Iowa or? Don't know where you're talking. I think Russell 13 this year secondary is plummeting already based on reviews. I hope so, because I mean, you could get a secondary batch 6 for $250 or so, I think is what it was. And so that's basically just, it's like almost like obligatory $50 on top of it, because no one wants to just get rid of it for MSRP. Sweet. Nice. Yep. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff, like, and I get a lot of stuff all the time. So like, I would actually probably prefer that people that are looking and hunting for that kind of stuff get it than me, because I'm just going to get it and review it, and then you know, it'll just sit around for a while. Um, so I would prefer that people in Iowa that are hunting for it or feel like they scored something get it than I do. So I'd much rather prefer that. So I'm not mad that I didn't go looking for one or get one at all. So I'm happy if you got one. I'm happy for you, because I mean, especially at that price, that's terrific. But I hope other people in Iowa that are not flippers and they're people that are drinkers got it. I suppose I could check some of my Iowa bourbon groups and see if people are trying to flip those things at all. Let's see. Let's go see if anybody. Uh, okay. So I see people here in my area were already stating that they saw the Rock Hill Farms in stores here in my area, and that they were for $300 and $350 respectively. So just as I suspected, I not worried about it. I like batch 6, didn't have any of them before. Like I said, again, Russell's 13, no Russell's 13 is bad. None of them are bad. It's just the quality, the price, the value for money, the value is not there at $200 for the quality. Like if we were pulling out batch 2, I mean, the MSRP is just not. That's the problem. That's the only problem. The quality, it's still all right. It's just your expectations at $200 it has to be pretty high. Your expectations need to be high, and it just doesn't meet expectations. That's the problem. That'd be a really cool infinity bottle. Really, really cool infinity bottle. I don't know. I haven't had a Pride of Anderson County, so I couldn't tell you. It's a good question. You want to send me a Pride of Anderson County, and I'll tell you. I'm open to receiving as many free whiskeys as you are willing to send. I will never say no. Did you guys do your own 26A versus 25D? Did you guys ever do that for yourselves? Which one did you prefer? Oh, that's right. You were saying that you missed it. That's right. The guy in front of you took it. I mean, depends on if whether they were going to drink it or they're going to sell it. If you could have chased him out the store. All right. King of Kentucky Rye. But listen, we're going to have the same King of Kentucky small batch problem. It's going to be the same problem that just the price on it. It's not King of Kentucky. This is just marketing. It's just not King of. It's basically Old Forester barrel proof rye that's been batched and proofed down. It's just not it. What do they say is, let's see, King of Kentucky small batch rye. Let's see here. Yeah, but yeah, whenever that comes out, it's just. You do? Nice. But yeah, I'm just the whole. I think they ruined everything with the King of Kentucky small batch bourbon. Like, it's good. That's the thing, is it's good. It just is not King of Kentucky. It doesn't command that price for a 700 milliliter bottle. It does not command that price whatsoever. It's not $200 good. Again, it's Russell's 13. Russell's 13, same Russell's 13 problem is it's not it's good. It's just not $200+ good. And that's the problem. See ya. Have a good one. Since I don't have the Rock Hill Farms bottle from Infinite, I'll have to settle for a Blanton's Infinity bottle. What would be a good bottle for an Infinity bottle? You want to know what would be a really cool Infinity bottle? I think it's like right here. You see these? The old Stubborn and Old Swagger. Have you seen those bottles? Those would be really cool Infinity bottles. Sick Infinity bottle. Oh, here. Let me go grab the old Swagger or Old Stubborn. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. They're both the same bottle. Just one's green, one's blue. Yeah. Yeah. Sick. These such sick bottles. Look at these guys. Such a sick decanter. That would be a really cool Infinity bottle. Yeah. Really cool infinity bottle. I had the thing up there, so I'll put it back here again. So yeah, rising tide on the bottom. So that would be a sick infinity bottle. Plus, then you can put it back in the tube. Yeah, so those are sick. Those are sick. Went to get the bourbon on seal box and it sold out quickly. Yes. Mine is a near hazmat. My old stubborn is a near hazmat. I think it's nearly 100. I think it's 139 proof or 138.9 or something like that. So that would go for, I think, just that bottle alone would pay for both, because you had to buy them as a pair. They came as a pair, and I think it was like $400 for the pair. And a near hazmat bourbon is going for like four and a quarter. So just the bourbon alone would give me a free rye, which is like really sick. But yeah, I got it directly from Rising Tide, and they dropped them. And it's always, you never know what you're going to get from the batch standpoint either. So it's just kind of like a luck of the draw. All right, bottom of the eighth. Cubs are up 6-4. PCA is up. Pete Crow Armstrong is up. Hopefully he can deliver for us. There's 2 outs, bottom of the eighth. Ooh, we got to beat the Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals. Please. It's my security system. My cameras are, oh, they picked up a siren. I was like, why is it freaking out? I'm hoping for Tuesday. I'm hoping for Tuesday. You know, a summer holiday weekend like this, this is my first, obviously, my first time going through a significant holiday lull on YouTube. So I didn't know that basically like everyone stops watching like all last week. Basically, it was like completely worthless. Like, and I don't blame people at all. Like, I'm not like accusatory or anything. I didn't know, but like I put videos out and I was like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Bad, 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 bad. You know, and I don't mind, because like I want to be consistent and put things out, but like completely waste of the effort to put the video together and everything. So, then on Thursday, I just put out a video that I hadn't published, because I knew like it didn't matter. Like I saw big creators bigger than me, twice or 3 times as many subs, getting like barely any views for their videos too. So it's just like you're throwing away any content that you're putting out there. So, I I should have done research in advance to find out what view, you know, basically chasm there is in 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 the summer for the 4th of July, and I would have known that I shouldn't have worried about it. I could have probably taken vacation and not worried about it, but like, dang, it was a complete waste of a lot of people's content that I don't know if this has happened in the past, but it happened. And so yeah, so I'm hoping maybe Tuesday. I've got the Cedar Ridge video that I also want to put out, and um, and then I've got my um, and then I've got bourbon, my June bourbon haul video that I need to put out before it gets away too far away from us. We get too far down the road into July that it doesn't seem relevant, but it's fine. What were your thoughts on the Penelope American Light whiskey this year? Terrific. It's terrific. Terrific. It's very, very good. It's a dessert. It's like a dessert. It should be definitely on the, if we had to put a, I don't want to say top 10 because certainly in the top 25 releases of this year so far, or should be in the top 25 for this year, pretty much period, because there's not going to be that many that are going to be out that are going to be that good or be able to compete with it. It's definitely in the top 25 for all of 2026. It's delicious. And I think they're able to find them fairly easily. At the beginning, they were hard to get, but really good, really really good, really really good. Did you get the Cedar Ridge Honey Barrel? Yes, I did. I got it. I got the video. I think I have to go back and look. I think I have the video edited and it's ready to be uploaded to YouTube whenever I'm ready. Yep, it is done. The video is done. Yep. 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 Let's see here. No. Sorry. I keep on clicking through things, and I should get better at doing that. I've only had the 140.2, but that was delicious. I don't know about the other one. Honestly, I didn't know if there was multiple proof points. I'm not gonna lie. I've only had the one, but once I got it, and I kind of moved on. So that's my son texting me, begging to get Snapchat and Instagram. You didn't make it up there, even though you live 15. Like that's so unfortunate. If you need one, I got them. Just send me an email and we can coordinate. We can. I mean, if you're 20 minutes, I'm 20 minutes away. So So long, heat wave, and hello, all the deliveries this week. Yeah, I've got stuff that needs to go out because I was waiting to send some stuff out because of the heat. I actually don't think I have much coming at all. I don't think I have anything on the way. I haven't bought a whole lot. Uh, yeah. I'm still trying to understand. Still trying to understand why there is 4.1 proof points difference between these. I don't know if that's happened on the others or what the variance is. I'm going to go look right now. Let's go look. So, yeah. So here's the thing. I think they may have gone in reverse order. So if you look at the 2025s, they all started out like 126 point whatever, 125, and they were all within a proof point or so, or half a proof point with each other in all of 2025 A, B, C. And then they got to D, and D went to 129 point whatever. And then they started off the A batch this year with 129 point whatever, which is might be the good one. And then without seeing C or D, if they're going to have one, I don't know. They've gone down to, so that it's almost like they reversed their order a little bit as far as what they're doing. Might be some strategy, some strategery there from Buffalo Trace. But there's definitely a difference between A and B. Only found the 139. I mean, I'm sure it's the difference between 139 and 141 or 140. I mean, you can't go wrong. I'm sure they're both. I'm sure are amazing. But the 140.2 was dessert in a glass. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I have coming. Yes, you're right. I do have something coming. You're right. You're right. I do have that coming. You're right. I mean, there's a, if it's not on its way, I don't think about it. But that's not on its way yet. You're right. I have that, and I need I need a Larrikin that is supposed to still, and an Ever North that I don't know when that'll. You're right. You're right. You are right. Which leads me to believe. Mm-hmm. 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 I know you know too much. You know too much. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are gonna win today. Yeah, fly the dub. Fly the dub. Yeah. I just need to make the trip to Kalamazoo for you on the Ever North. Oh, I know. Like I'm not worried about it, man. I'm not worried about it. I'm so patient, and I've got so much stuff that's like, You just take care of your family and take care of you and do you. Don't worry about it, man. Except for don't steal by single barrel walleye. Just don't do that. It's the only thing I ask. But take care of your family. Also, I think your stuff. I might be putting that out tomorrow. Just so you know. $4.20. Blaze it. Do. Go Cubs, go. Go Cubs, go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are gonna win today. Yeah. I hate the Cardinals. 22A is really good. I don't know. I don't remember about 23A. 22A, good. Good. Fine. I'll take some too if you find it. That's not off a unicorn. It's been a long time. Well, I mean, wait, didn't you have Shohei? Wasn't he an Angel? Or was I mistaken? I don't remember where. What I want to say he was an Angel before he went to the Dodgers, but that would have been exciting. It's pretty easy to hate the Cardinals. I mean, but honestly, it was harder to hate the Cardinals with it was harder to hate the Cardinals when they had like McGuire and like Ozzie Smith, and like it was really hard to hate them because it was just like it was really fun, like a fun rivalry or to be competitive against them. But now it's just hate them. Yes, exactly. It was Trout. You had Trout and Shohei. So how do you not be excited about that? That was like no. I mean, now once Shohei left, then it was like okay, well, oh no, we suck again. Oh, from Waterboy. Oh no, we suck again. All right. Anything good going on here? The Belgium coach said, I didn't know that the World Cup, the 5th of July, is actually the 1st of April. It's April Fool's. Wow, that's funny. I want to say, like, but just again, this is unprecedented. The fact that they went that they took away or they suspended the red card, like suspension or game suspension. Like that's got to be unprecedented. Someone. Any upcoming whiskey releases I'm excited for? Yes. I am definitely excited for a couple of things. outside of like, the reason that I have such a big June bourbon haul is because I kind of like do all my stocking up, and then I will probably be pretty chill in acquisitions unless it's a release, of just getting stuff, unless you find more stuff to tempt me with, because you know how, um, that I will. One second, I just saw Beaches. See ya. Thanks for stopping by, Alan. Um, anyways, yeah. So I am curious about the Heaven Hill Phoenix. I'm very curious about that. Um, let's go look at the release calendar, and we will talk about what is coming up that we can talk about as being looking forward to real quick here. Let's see. July. So, let's see. I could probably just pull this up, right? And we can just talk about it, right? Let's go ahead, present here. Here's screen. Bourbon release calendar. All right. And here we are. All right. Let's see here. Bullet 20-year-old rye would be cool. I'm like, that's just not even, whatever. That's not even going to come around. Not worried about it. It'd be cool. Not interested in this Four Roses experimental series. Mizunura Oak. There, that's just not interested in that one really. 100%. I want a Jim Beam Lineage Batch 3. If you have not had Jim Beam Lineage Batch 2, if you've never had a Lineage, buy it. Go to the distillery, pay $250 for it. It is worth it. Buy it. I'm going to buy a backup of it, and I have batch 2. I'm going to buy a backup of batch 2, and then I will be getting a batch 3, and then we'll decide if I want to get a backup of batch 3. But I am not a huge Jim Beam fan, and Lineage is fan-frickin-tastic. It is crushes. It is delicious. It is my 100%. And I know it's like, oh, of course, the Jim Beam 15-year limited thing is like your favorite. I've tried a lot of Jim Beam stuff, and it is fan-frickin-tastic. Yeah. This is interesting. The Onyx and Amber Straight Bourbon blended by the Owl of Oz. Interesting. Let's see here. August. I might have to get me a Blue Note honey cask for 2026. That was delicious. I've never been big on Bakers or, Garrison Brothers. Haven't been any of that. I heard that batch 1, yes. I heard that batch 1 was really good as well. But I've never been able to I didn't get one. I was too late to the game, and I got a batch 2, and it's exceptional as well. It's tremendous. Like, let's see. I've been burned by too many of the discos, so not interested in the Disco 14. I'll take a sample of it if someone has it. I definitely want to get a honey rye cask, because if it's anything like the bourbon, it's going to be fantastic. Now, here's something that is curious that they put on here. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Bourbon Batch A1 26. I have not even seen like a TTB or anything for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And if we're getting to September before we're ever even seeing the first batch of barrel proof bourbons, I don't even like, I don't know. I think that they just keep, I think Breaking Bourbon just keeps on putting this back to they just keep kicking the can. And I don't know that we're actually going to see a barrel proof bourbon from Elijah Craig this year. And if we do, I think it's going to be something high age stated, and it's going to be just like maybe for allocation season, and it'll be just gone. That'll be it. I've never acquired or had any of the Four Roses 2026 limited edition small batches. I've never even tried or gotten to try one. So I mean, it'd be cool, but so I'm not super looking forward to it because I've never even got one. Same thing with birthday bourbons. I've had birthday bourbon, not super excited about it. It's not that great in terms of, I'd rather have 1924 or President's Choice over the birthday bourbon. Let's look at October. I definitely want a King of Kentucky single barrel. I always want King of Kentucky single barrels. I never been able to get one at a decent price. I had to trade for the one that I've got, and the one that I got is super expensive in trade, and so I'm afraid to drink it because I'll just want another one, and I'll have to spend $2,000 to get another one. But I definitely want a King of Kentucky single barrel, as many as I can always get. I'll probably, I won't be able to get a Tanager. I have a Tanager that I just got, and it's a batch one. I like batch one. I probably won't get that. I probably won't get another one. So I think for me, the story that I'm going to go with is I'm pretty much just a couple. There's one or two things that are going to come out that I'll be like, yeah. But otherwise, I'm going to just probably go hard in the paint on seeing what I can do for getting, BTAC, Stagg, William LaRue Weller. I've never been able to get a freaking Eagle Rare 17. So maybe I'll be able to get one, but I'm still on the struggle bus trying to get one. Let's see here. Are you seeing any more available in bourbons in Iowa, or are we always going to be the last place to get some good stuff? Well, Stephen, we will never have the, I don't know if you're familiar with how the distribution works for Iowa. We're never going to have the experience that like Illinois has or Colorado. We're never, even if availability is higher, we're never going to see it, at least anytime soon. Even if distribution picks up to the state from the distilleries, we're never going to see, because the state, as the distributor, wants those distributed evenly across the state, and as they currently demonstrate, they get 50 cases of Stagg. So they got 50 cases of Stagg 26B that showed up, and they sent out approximately 43 cases worth, one single bottle at a time, to evenly distribute it across the state, right? And so if you can imagine now, if they took approximately 43 cases, okay, that's 43 cases at 6 bottles a case. That was only 258 bottles or so that got distributed, right? So now if you can imagine, instead of 258 stores getting one bottle, now imagine 258 stores at 6 bottles each, okay? That would be 1,548. So you can imagine, them distributing 258 cases? The state of Iowa is just never going to happen. They send out one bottle, and they keep some back for breakage and spillage and everything like that. And then once they feel like everyone's got it, then they send out the rest. But like, they got 50 cases that they sent out, one bottle each for approximately 43 cases worth. And it's just never going to happen. They do the same thing whenever you get Weller. Whenever they get Weller product, they do the same thing. You get one bottle distributed across the entire state to each store that applies for it. And those that get it, they get one bottle for all the cases. So they break all the cases and they send one bottle, and that's what you get. So, you're never going to see stores with 4 or 5 cases of Stagg, Weller, just chilling to be able to sell. And that's why they justify, that's also why they justify that their pricing, right? They're going to justify that the pricing model is like, we only get one bottle, so we're going to charge, $200 for a Stagg. That's their justification, is that we only get this opportunity, once or whatever. And until the state changes the way they do things, the status quo doesn't change. So we blame the stores, right? We blame the stores, but the store is not the problem. The distribution is the problem. If stores were getting 1, 2, 3 cases of Stagg or Weller or Rock Hill Farms, and they were still charging a bunch, then we can blame the store for being the problem. But the problem is the state. And the state, until the state changes their distribution or allows stores to get their own distribution or use their own independent distributor to get their product, it's going to be like this forever. And we will continue. It's just a perpetuating cycle. I've never even seen Weller in stores around me, at least on the shelf. One of the Hy-Vees here. Yeah. I sent a here. I'll send it to you. This is the Hy-Vee. I'll send it again here if you weren't here for it. This is a private video or unlisted video of the. There's just a lottery or raffle at Hy-Vee here in Cedar Rapids, and they had one single barrel and one full proof for months of saving up for the raffle. They had one Stagg, 1 or 2 Staggs, I can't remember which it was, and then and the rest of it was all just like whatever. But that's that video. That video is typical for, I guess, Eastern Iowa. I bet you Hy-Vee in Des Moines is probably nuts. I'm sure it's a lot better. But then again, who knows? But yeah, the stores are not the problem. If the stores got 1,000 bottles, they would sell 1,000 bottles happily, right? The problem is that they get one. And so the state enables the store to keep a pricing model that sucks because the store has no choice. Like I wish I could blame the store, but I mean, as a small liquor store owner, they don't really have a choice at all. They don't. And like all that the stores can do to combat it really is like Marshall BWS in Marshalltown and Central City Liquor in Des Moines. You know, all they can do is sell the crap out of Sazerac product, Fireball, Wheatley vodka. All they can do is sell the crap out of that and hope that they get a good pick, like a barrel pick from Sazerac to kind of counteract or make that extra money, because they're not going to get the product from the state. They have to get that barrel pick and earn a barrel pick from Sazerac in order to actually have a high volume, high what's the word I'm looking for? High margin product to offer that they can move. But like Marshall BWS has had a foolproof recently, a foolproof and a Stagg pick, and I think that they've got an Eagle Rare 10 pick coming soon, and supposedly potentially a Rock Hill Farms store pick soon. Yes, they do. Colorado is, if you haven't seen my Colorado video, it's absolutely insane. You know, that's what it could be. That's the thing, is it could be like that for everyone. It's possible. It could be like that for everyone. Just, you know, states and stuff have to let it happen. You know, Ohio gets a lot of Weller, but it's all gated through, I think, OHLQ. Whereas Colorado's just like, screw it. You know, they get it, they put it out, and they're just shipping it. Like, it's like the volume. It's like the volume sales of car sales. Like, I'd rather sell 1,000 cars at a good price than try and sell 100 cars at a higher price and have it move slower. They'd rather just move the product fast and get it through and have guaranteed money. And like, that's the way to do it. Like, just get it out. If it shows up, sell it. And now I have, you know, I have a couple of contacts in Colorado that, you know, will help me acquire some stuff. They've been very gracious. I've been in contact with them, and they're like, yeah, you know, where we're at in Colorado, the next time that CYPB and other stuff shows up, I'll let you know, because they actually weren't ordering it because it moved so slow in their area the last time. So it took them a while to move it. So they decided not to order it. Can you imagine a liquor store not ordering single barrel or CYPB because they were frustrated the last time they had it that it didn't move fast enough? Not, it was too expensive. It was, oh yeah, this sat on the shelf and we, you know, for too long, and, you know, kept our inventory and they didn't move it fast. Can you imagine that being a complaint from a store? That's nuts. So they didn't order it. So this person went to their store and said, hey, I need you to order that again. And they got someone that'll buy it. And they're like, they had to convince them that, like, we have people that will buy it. And I was like, that's insane. Steven, if you are you in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City? Are you in the corridor? Yeah, I mean, if you need anything or whatever, you can talk. You can send me an email, or we can connect. But like I've always got I've got a case of Buffalo Trace there that's $20. I whether it's $20 in trade or whatever, that's $20 a bottle because I get it. I buy it in Kentucky by the case when I go down. So if you need to trade or need anything, just let me know because that's only we can just meet somewhere and trade. But I've always got it. Same with you said you needed a honey bourbon from Cedar Ridge. I've got that too. I think I have a case of it that I can move it. Here in Kentucky, yeah. Yeah, you'd think that Kentucky would be like the model for, like, but it turns out that Colorado is the one that's like the model. Like, it's still, I don't really understand how Buffalo Trace exists in Kentucky and that Kentucky is not the place where you can most reliably get it. It baffles me. Also, I don't know how many times that the Buffalo Trace needs to screw up these releases that makes it like nuts for the entire community when they're doing the release. Either stop telling people you're releasing it, and when you release it, so that way people can't plan around showing up and just make a run on the entire community and just ruin things for like people's homes being blocked in by cars, and like either don't tell people you're releasing it and just release it naturally, or say you're doing release it every day and that there's a certain number. There's hey, yes, every day we're gonna be releasing Eagleware 12 and there will only be 100 available. One available, one per person per 90 days, right? You can go back to doing that, right? But just make it consistent. And then if you don't want to do that and you want to tell people you're going to release it in mass and go 25 miles down the road to the University of Kentucky Stadium with a giant parking lot that you could have snaking through the entire thing and just have an assembly line of selling people off of trailers worth of stuff in the University of Kentucky football stadium parking lot. Plenty of parking. You could have everything be efficient. If you wanted to have people walk through the lines, you can have them walk through the lines at the stadium. You could figure this out, use that, and do that. Like, this is not hard. But like, yeah, I don't know how they keep messing up these releases. They keep trying to think that there's a way to be fair. There's no way to be fair. That's not true. I have a technological way it could be fair. However, like, who am I? Like, they won't listen to me, but I have a technological solution to make it fair. To get, you can't spoof it, you can't like cheat it. It is what it is. And it involves crypto. But not for crypto from a currency standpoint, just crypto, the tokenization and cryptography of it, that you can't spoof it, and it's all one. You can't recreate it. Yeah. So yeah, like I don't understand how, like, There should be so much product. There should be no competition amongst anybody. It should just be all equal. That's the whole thing. It's like, I don't understand how Kentucky doesn't just have all of it flowing from like a river. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, Owensboro, I went to Barrelheads. That is one of my favorite places to go. I love Barrelheads. Between the tasting bar and just the assortment and pricing that they've got there, I love Barrelheads. I would rather just make one trip to Barrelheads than try and go to any of the stores in Louisville or or otherwise I just go to the distilleries. But Barrelheads in Owensboro is one of my favorite places to go. Well, yeah, I mean, again, like if you don't have the infrastructure surrounding you to support the delivery of the demand, right? You have to imagine, here's part of supply and demand. The realization that you have to have as a company that is providing these bottles is that you realistically have to have a plan for if you were going to sell every single bottle and the supply that you're going to be putting out. The problem is they didn't think that many people would show up. But that's the number one rule in a supply based business. You have to imagine that everyone, you're going to sell it all. And what would that look like? And if it looked like I'm going to sell all of these bottles, and you have to imagine one car per bottle. Okay? If you don't want to do one car per bottle, that's like worst case scenario. You have to plan for the worst case. It should have been very apparent that we're like, we're going to be in trouble if we do this. If we have this many bottles, this many cases, if we're going to do this, how many people are showing up? Like, it's just poor planning. Poor planning. I mean, what makes you think that they're not going to sell it or the people aren't going to buy it? Oh, question came in. What's your favorite type of rare character? I haven't had a bad bottle. Honestly, I haven't had a lot of rare characters because they're not available here in Iowa, really, except for like their basic, like normal batches that they put out. I'd be more apt to get a rare character store pick than just the batches because the batches here in Iowa were expensive, so it wasn't worth buying, in my opinion. When I could just go to like Illinois or have someone mule me one from Illinois that's like a store pick. So I haven't had a lot of rare characters, to be honest, just because of availability. I have one waiting for me in Arizona. I do know that. I think it is. Let me see if I can't go and find it. What it is. Well, it's easier on my phone. It's easier on my phone to figure that out. It is. Let's see here. Go here. Click on this, and then I click on photos. It is Sam's One Stop 11-year and 10-year, the 11-year pick and the 10-year 10-month pick. One is 127.7 and the other is a 10-year 10-month 102.38 pick, but they're both old. I'm mostly excited for that 11-year 127.7, but the Sam's one stop. I got a store pick American Light Whiskey rare character that's 21 and a half years old and 143 curious to match up against the Penelope. Honestly, yeah, that would be a good pick. Also, Found North, all the Found North stuff is, I would say that's your primary competitor you'd want to compare it to. Batch 11, Batch 12, Peregrine. I think the Peregrine's probably going to be your real competitor to all that. The Found North Peregrine, Found North Batch 12, Batch 11. Those are going to be the ones that that would be probably more realistically in line with the American Light Whiskey 18-year. But I don't doubt that it's also good. It's just there's so many of them. Oh, it's the same message again. Okay, but yeah, Found North Peregrine, I think it's like a 20-year is the youngest stuff that's in it. It's wild. There's like 25-year, 28-year, all over the place. It's crazy. American Light Whiskey is just crazy stuff. But yeah, Steven, just shoot me a message either with your cell phone number or something. Just shoot me an email with like your cell phone number, and I'll shoot you a text, and we'll get you set up with a. You think you said you needed the honey bourbon from Cedar Ridge, and if you need anything else, just kind of let me know. All right. Yeah, I don't. I that rare character is technically the only ones that I own, and I don't even physically have them. They're sitting waiting for me in Arizona because I have employees that they'll look for stuff and say, "Is this something you'd want?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's really cool." And so I have an employee that grabbed that, and I've paid for it, but I either need to go down to Arizona for work and bring it back with me, or so I physically own it, but I don't physically possess it. So I technically own the rare character, just don't possess it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I still got more editing to do because I didn't do a whole lot of editing because I got distracted talking to you guys. But that's well worth it. I really appreciate it. Everyone joining and talking with us. Look for hopefully on Tuesday a new video. I'm still really apprehensive because I don't know what I don't know how many people are going to be back from vacation yet, and I don't want to put forth like my best work and just to have it go down the tube. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You kind of can't be gun shy. You just have to put it out there, and if it sucks, it sucks for views. If not, then it is what it is. But thank you so much for everyone that came and hung out. And I never really planned on doing these live streams, and I just kind of started doing it. And so if you want to see more of these and have them keep coming, then we'll keep doing them. And I think what I want to start doing is maybe start doing some live stream. I don't want to live stream like live watch the newest videos that I drop, but I do want to start maybe doing some live stream like follow-ups where we can talk about it and ask any questions or answer any questions. maybe do a re-review, resampling live, so you can just talk about like what I said or on the videos. I don't know. We'll see. If you think that's a good idea, then maybe we'll do it. Otherwise, like I said, now I was just doing editing, and so I figured if I'm going to edit, might as well just have some company while I was editing. So why not? But all right, that's going to be it for me. Everyone have a good rest of your Sunday. Hope you all had a great Fourth, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. We'll see you.